Today I have a Lenovo Flex 2, I think, from 2014. It needs a new screen. The screen is broken. This thing has got some miles on it. I can see that there's a little trim piece missing off of the back corner here. There's a screw missing there. It is completely worn in just the wrong places. So you literally can read most of the rest of that, but not the model number. And also on the serial number sticker, the model number is missing as well. So I'm going to open it up and look for any sort of codes on the LCD panel itself, and then use laptop-lcd-screen.co.uk to find the right panel so that I can give the customer an estimate for how much this will cost to replace. Looks to me like there should be 2 additional screws in here. There are screw holes that have an arrow next to them, so I believe this has been taken apart and put back together by someone who just didn't really keep track of the screws very well. I was going to say they didn't care, but I don't know. Yeah. Okay. So just a little pressure toward the rear. There's the broken screen. What I'm wondering is this a touchpad? It is. Okay. I was hoping the Lenovo tools would still be on here. Right, I'm going to have to go and research how difficult it will be to replace the LCD underneath this touch panel. So this has a sheet of glass on top of it that is the touch panel, which appears to be unbroken. I'm guessing it's going to be tricky to fix. Yeah, okay. I'll be back. Okay, I've spoken to the customer. They would like to proceed. So I'm going to see, before I place the order for the new panel, I would like to know with a little bit more certainty that I've got the model number correct. This is a touchscreen laptop. So it has a glass digitizer panel in front of the LCD. And in this case, the digitizer panel isn't broken. Just the LCD behind it is. So I can see the cracks in the LCD. So you can see that black wavy sort of line. No crack. So I need to do this in the next hour. So what I need to do, I believe, is there's a little bezel here, a little plastic bezel that's hiding some screws. If I can get that bezel off, I can take the screws out and the LCD panel slides down. It's got clips that hold it in on the top. It's a clever design, I think. Maybe you want to put this back panel back on for this. Well, that seems to be I'm putting hardly any pressure on this at all. It's working quite well, actually. The bezel on the front panel is coming loose, and it feels like it's come off on this side. Oh yeah, I can see there. And then this side is still in progress. They took hardly any force, which is always nice when the clips release without much prying. I might flip this over now. Don't want anything to get caught in the hinges. So there you can see. Brilliant. That's a clever design. I like that. So as I said, they lost a piece of red trim at some point. It looks like it was just held in with little plastic welds. Rivet-like plastic welds. Okay, so now there is... It looks to be a single screw holding the digitizer panel. Just going to flatten this out. Take that screw out. So the first two screws that were under the bezel corners were also part of the support for the digitizer panel, I think. I can see two other screws which appear to be part of the metal hinge. Now, I don't want to make any wrong moves here. So this slides up a tiny bit. And presumably when it does, it comes unlatched. I'm trying to be very careful. Okay. This is both the digitizer panel and the LCD. So I need to get inside here and release the cable from its clips. Just some double-sided tape that was holding that on. I'm going to get a little pad. I'm going to take a photo of this tag here so that I can read it, flip it over and read it. Also, this part number here might be useful. And this one here. So I'll be back in a minute when I order the LCD panel. Part has been ordered. I'm curious as to how easy this is going to be to get off of there. I'm not sure I want to take this further apart because I need my workbench. So I might actually just put it back together. I can see how it's going to come apart with the screws. There's one screw holding a metal bracket that's pressing the LCD bracket onto the digitizer. So this black frame is the digitizer, the cord comes down, there's one connector Actually, there's two connectors bundled together here. One appears to be for the LCD and the other goes over for the digitizer. So I'm likely going to have to... Actually, it might just be unplugging the LCD panel from here, unscrewing it, and then I'm not sure about the rest of this. I'm not sure how much of this is stuck together. I'm not going to get into it right now. I'm going to put this back on and make this computer safe to store until the parts come tomorrow. Okay, the new LCD panel has arrived, so let's do it. Lit out quite easily. Now, these four brackets, little metal brackets. Now, how to get the screen off of the digitizer. These little ground straps here stick onto the metal frame here and likely cause a ground between the LCD and this metal shield. Now I must remember to put those on when I put this back together. So I'm going to set them in a conspicuous place. There's a piece of tape. It's kind of double-sided tape that's holding this cable. So where the main, there's a pair of cables. The display connector terminates there, and then there's another cable that continues on to this little PCB here that's attached to the digitizer. I just want to make sure that that's free, that the tape that's holding it on has let go before I start yanking on this LCD panel, because I really don't want to damage the digitizer. Okay, I think that's free. Okay, it looks like there is some adhesive, some double-sided tape along the top edge. So underneath, between the LCD panel and the digitizer, there's some double-sided tape just along the top edge and bottom edge. So I'm going to need to get in there somehow and cut that tape. See the cracks in the LCD, and also the adhesive. This is not a very thick tape like the stuff that was in here from the factory. So let's see if this touch screen is working the way it should. Let me select a color. With that, thank you very much for watching. Cheers.